This is a brand new series called Order, and it's a character of God that we don't often talk about. We talk about how He's kind, loving, giving, but did you know He's a God of order? And that characteristic is something that we need to know. We crave order, we thrive with order, it's evident in our home. When parental involvement is out of order, when homes and houses are chaotic and out of order, when there's no order for guidance, children flounder. That's why it's so important to know this characteristic of God, that He's orderly. It begins in Genesis with creation, when He formed order out of chaos. He separated the day and night. He gave boundaries to the waters. He set planets and stars in place, and He placed creatures in the sea so that it teemed with life. It's like He set up His habitation and ordered it before He ever placed us in it, so that all things were in order, so to speak. So in Genesis, our first introduction to God, we see how orderly He is, and it's important to know this. He ordered the first week with days 1 through 7, giving us our weekly schedules now that we still go by, this week, next week, filling in our calendars with life doings and all sorts of order. It's in our DNA to love and thrive on order. As we read the account of creation, we follow God's voice and all that He does, and that He speaks light into darkness. He gives rhythm with accounting mornings and evenings. He makes adjustments to the chaos, fills the void space, and this should bring great peace to those of us that feel like our own lives are chaotic. He's a God of adjustment, and the adjustments He makes are very good. Can you imagine life without this order? We know that when our heads hit the pillow at night, our minds are full of worry and wonder about tomorrow, that surely morning is coming. And it will continue to come, along with the seasons, until the end of time. Morning and evening, sun and moon, stars that twinkle, all of creation was spoken to give order to the chaos as God hovered over the face of the earth. And this is huge in attaining and living in peace as we get to know our Maker. If He can speak light into darkness and call it day, He can surely speak life and light into our darkness. If He can create life when there was none, He can answer our prayers that seem impossible. And if He can number the days of the first week, He can surely number the days of our existence and fill every day with life. Genesis 2:1 says, "This is the account of the heavens and earth when they were created, when the Lord God made the earth and heavens." It's an accounting of the first week of life as we know it, which occurred as God created, hovered, and spoke, and set into order that which was completely out of order, without form or existence. In hovering, He demonstrated His active presence and involvement in creation, and He's still actively present and involved in our lives. If we have young babies and children and we've given them to God, He's hovering over their existence and growth. If we have teens that have strayed or are being difficult and bringing dark days to our family, we can be assured that God never stops being active presently in their lives to bring adjustment to the chaos. If we're newly married or have been married for decades or never married, God is present, involved in adjusting and bringing order that which is seen to be out of order. Then throughout the entire Bible, we are given accounts of stories, lineages, wars, victories, the results of obedience and disobedience, all giving accounts of God's ways and love and patience and long-suffering and, yes, order. It may be one of the most amazing things to know about God, and that's His order. So as we become parents, one of the best gifts we can give our kids is order. Teaching our kids by demonstration of how to order our homes is a demonstration that all is well, that home is a place of peace and rest when the family gathers at night. Does this mean every item of clothing is hung, every bed is made, and all the dishes are put away every minute? No, because life is chaotic. But it does mean that at some point, order takes place, and that's because we have this DNA, this thing called spring cleaning, where we set out to put our houses in order, because we have a God who's an orderly God that brings peace, and so should we.